Ladies and gentlemen, what it do? I am your host, Young Bo Easy, and I would like to welcome you to the show. You are now tuned into the Knicks Vibes. Ladies and gentlemen, on the second game of a back-to-back, straight from the mile high, going against the Denver Nuggets, a team we have not beaten since 2006. Um, that streak has finally snapped today. The Knicks come away with a W, second one in a row. Like I said, second game off a back to back. Last night, Utah. Today, the Mile High against the Nuggets. 106, 103. Well fought game, man. And this is the type of game that I like, man. This is the type of energy that I like. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a Knicks fan. This the kind of games you live for, the ones that go down to the wire and you pumped and all that stuff, and it's a lot of passion. But I'm gonna get to it, man. Before I get deep into the details, ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, subscribe, share with your peoples. Uh, those of you that are returning, thank you very much for constantly viewing. I'm gonna try to keep this content coming out as consistent as possible. And for those of you that are new, I hope you subscribe and choose to stick around and join us on this journey. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a vibe over here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this, man. This W. So, I'm pretty hyped. Uh, man, to start off this game, man, my main thing was like first quarter and even some of the second quarter. I love the defensive rotations, man, especially once Jericho Sims got in there and he got involved. The defensive rotations was just very, very nice, very uh, limited mistakes today. I can't really say in that first half that it was too many mistakes that really threw me off guard. That first half was nothing. It wasn't perfect, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was just the effort. You saw the effort. They wanted that game. You didn't see necessarily that they were just tired from a back-to-back. The team held out pretty well, which says a lot about their conditioning. So I was really, really happy to see that, man. This was a game that R.J. Barrett struggled in. I think that was like the story of uh, probably the game, man. If we're going on the negative side of things, a lot of good things that you saw in this game, but R.J. Barrett was definitely, the con. You know what I'm saying? When you're weighing pros and cons, the con is definitely R.J. Barrett. It just did not look good out there. There was some, things said about his health and things of that nature. I'm not too sure that he wasn't feeling too good. He was wearing a mask at a certain point. They were saying the last game and things of that nature. Uh, but he's still playing, so I still expect you to deliver and things of that nature. But it's just been a struggle for him. He shot 4 for 18 tonight. Um, but that's something we're definitely going to be discussing later on in the show, man. Julius Randle, man, he carried us that first half. That first half, he was doing really, really well, man, knocking stuff down. Finished with 24 points in that first half, um, and helped us go into the break. Helped us go into halftime with a 1 point lead. Uh, Another thing that I really, really liked was we didn't allow too many second chance points. Uh, we were attacking the glass. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too sure what the rebound discrepancy was, but we were definitely attacking the glass and didn't let them get too many second chance points. Finishing these possessions out with a rebound, a defensive rebound like it's supposed to be. You understand? And sometimes even getting out in transition, and that's the type of stuff that you want this team to do as we continue to find our identity. So as far as those rebounds, man, we gonna check that out right now. Rebounds, we had 40 to their 42. All right, so wasn't anything too crazy. Even battle on the boards. Uh, but we definitely were finishing those things out. We would even sometimes gain a chance in transition, and that's the type of stuff you want to see from this team. We need more of that because when you get in these buckets in transition, it could easily shift the momentum, especially if it's one of those where it's like, you're finishing it off with an alley oop like we've had plenty of times. And even last game, you saw Derrick Rose throw up one to Jericho Sims and he take it down. And if that wasn't last game, it was 2 games ago. But that's the type of stuff that you want to see. You know what I'm saying? So uh, we definitely want to get out and transition a little more. I think that'll definitely work in our favor. All right. So second half, man. Yesterday we had an okay third quarter. And going into that fourth quarter, Jalen Brunson just put the team on his back and had 12 points along with some other assists and some rebounds and things of that nature. Man, today was pretty much the same. That third quarter, you didn't get too much of a vibe. Uh, Nothing too crazy. Nothing stood out. It was some okay basketball being played. But that fourth quarter, man, fourth quarter thing started to, you saw a spark, you saw a lot of passion, you saw who really, really wanted to win. You saw people uh, uh, fighting and diving for loose balls and going for rebounds and really, really fighting for rebounds. And this is both sides, man. But the difference between yesterday and today is going into this next segment, you already know how I like to do things, man. Today's star of the show, Julius Randle, killed it in the fourth quarter, man. He came through and got me thinking, who is this man? Because this isn't necessarily the most improved player, Julius Randle, and this is definitely not, within these first 10 to 15 games, the Julius Randle of last season. This is a Julius Randle that I'm thinking that we haven't seen before. And I really, really like this guy. You know what I'm saying? Because today he was diving on the floor, had a couple steals, uh, on fast breaks, you know what I'm saying? Had 24 points going into halftime, finished the game off with 34 points. He had a point where uh, that's I feel like the only downside sometimes to him being hot in those first half. He was knocking a lot of threes down, but then after that started falling in love with the three and started taking some unnecessary threes. I'm all for a heat check, but just took the right shots. So he started falling in love with the shot, and for a second there he kind of disappeared. But then you saw in the fourth quarter a man that wanted to win, and you saw a leader out there. I love it when people lead by example, and Julius Randle went out there and he led by example, and the whole team followed suit. Ladies and gentlemen, easy star of the show, Julius, you gonna have to guard me, the crown jewel himself, Randle. 34 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 11 for 21 from the field, 9 for 13 at the free throw line. I want him to clean that up because he uh, missed some in clutch moments. I want to say like the last 2 minutes of the game, he missed some free throws. All right, so that's unacceptable. But nonetheless, we won the game. And to finish it off, he had 4 steals. One of them was such a great play, man. Got a steal and then went and finished it off on a fast break. But then the one after that, man, he was just fighting, I believe, with Caldwell Pope. The ball was loose. He went, dove on it, man. Got it, collected it, gave it to Brunson, and Brunson showed off the vertical, got up there and jammed it. And these are the type of things, like I was just saying, that give you that momentum. All right? Give you that momentum to go out there and seal a W, especially when that's happening in the late fourth quarter when you really need these type of plays, when it's a close, tight-knit game and both teams want to win. It's who's gonna go out there and dive for the ball. It's who's gonna fight for these boards. It's who's gonna, it's about the will. It's not. This is when talent goes out the window. It's about who really wants to just win the game, and we mustered it out because my man Julius Randle led by example and was willing to do not only scoring but the dirty work, and that was just the best part of this game, hands down. So, like I said, easy star to show, the crown jewel himself, ladies and gentlemen, Julius Randle. All right, let's get into these takeaways. Number one, do not settle. Eat. All right? Just like I was stating, when Julius got hot at a certain point, he was really hitting shots consistently, but then he finished the game 3 for 10 from deep. All right, because he started falling in love with the three, and things just got real stagnant. And then after that, he was able to recollect himself and, you know, get into the paint, which is my part in saying eat. We are one of the best teams, if not the best, in getting into the paint and eating. So these teams that cannot necessarily stop us from getting into the paint, we got to go in there and eat their food. We need to get in that paint. We scored 106 points today. 50 of them was in the paint. Only 8 3-pointers. So that's 24 points, and then we hit 24 free throws as well. So that's another 48 points right there. And then you got maybe like 18 points from the mid-range in that area. So we got to go in that paint and eat. We did really well today with another 50 points. So do not settle for these threes, especially when we're not hitting. I think we shot 26% today. When it's not working, don't fall in love with it. Don't settle. We're a team that can really execute in the paint. Everybody can get in the paint. So let's continue to do that and work inside out. That's the type of game that I like, because once they respect it on the inside, eventually they're going to have to clamp down and try to help. And then we could just kick out and get our people some easier, better quality shots, so they're not shooting contested jumpers. Now to flip it for the next one, I'm saying for us not to settle, but now we got to guard the perimeter. I think we did a good job today. They only hit 14 threes, but they shot, I want to say, 30-something%. So that's where you want to keep a team. I think that's pretty nice. 14 for 38. They shot 36%. It's not the worst, but at the same time, I think this is a nice number to keep them around. And a lot of those, I want to say, came maybe at the beginning. You didn't see too much of that in the third quarter. I'm not remembering correctly. Bones came through with a couple of those in late game when he was making a big push for the squad. But this is where you want to keep a team. You want to guard that perimeter. I think this is the best recipe for us to move forward, because you've seen, once again, teams like Boston light us up. You've seen the Thunder light us up. We cannot keep letting people fire off like that. So whether they want to shoot it or not, that's on them. But we have to do better at just guarding the perimeter. And now we play the champs next. You know they like to shoot. Although they're going through their little struggles right now, you can't underestimate them. This is the type of game that could just, change their season. You got a team like, everybody likes to play against the Knicks, so and everybody hits miraculous shots now and then. Just like Bones hit one big shot that just got them. I don't know what it is about playing the Knicks. Even when you're not at the Garden, somebody just gotta hit some crazy shot. And Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, all of these dudes, no matter who they're playing, they're liable to do so. So we got to guard the perimeter. Eventually, they're probably going to get theirs, but we still just got to put that effort in. Next up, man, for the takeaways, Tibbs, it's okay. All right? It's okay. Tibbs was reluctant to take out RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett was playing horribly. Trust me, I know. I have him on fantasy. He gave me pretty much nothing, and it's been almost a trend. Uh, when RJ is not playing well, do not hesitate to take this man out. You know what I'm saying? Cam finished the game off. Cam finished the game off. For the last minute, for defensive purposes, once we had the lead, Jericho Sims came in for Obi Toppin. But it was a lineup of Brunson, Quickly, Toppin, Randle, and Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish played the most minutes of anyone in today's game, 37 minutes, because RJ Barrett was not there to deliver. Like, and you can't be reluctant to take him out, and you can't be reluctant to take Randall out on his bad days. These are the two guys that Tibbs struggle to take out when they're playing bad. And you cannot do that because if shots are not going down, you got to put somebody else in. So we could possibly still capitalize on an opportunity instead of them constantly missing shots, and we just hypothetically speaking lose a lead or let people chip away at a lead that we already have, or we can't cut into a team's another team's lead. So you can't be reluctant to take these guys out. We got good backups for everybody. Cam came in, although he didn't necessarily bless the stat sheet, he did his job, and we were able to seal the W. All right, so those are the two guys, Randall and RJ Barrett. Normally, if RJ was playing good today, he would have played the most minutes. That's hands down. But he finally was able to take him out today, and we still were able to uh, come away with a W. So I hope he learns from this and realizes, yo, it's okay. You don't need to constantly play this dude, even when he's playing bad. If Fournier's playing bad, he sits him down, no hesitation. If Brunson, we haven't necessarily seen that with Brunson, but like other people, when Derrick Rose is playing bad, he'll sit him down, put quickly in. He's not reluctant to do this, so you gotta hold everybody else to that standard. We have depth, and hey, just don't be scared, man. If Randall is struggling, you got to put Obi in there. But now they're playing that little small lineup a little more, which I like what I see. They're really out there crashing boards also, so that's a plus. All right, next, ironically, that's a plus. The only people who were plus minus negative is Sims. I don't know how. I don't know how. I felt like Sims played a great game. Hartenstein, who pretty much gave us nothing today. And then RJ Barry, who I believe was a minus 18. Everyone else was above the plus, on the plus minus, was a positive on the plus minus. Uh, and this is something that you've been seeing these last couple games. Obi, I believe, last game was a plus 23 or something like that. And these are broken down because of analytics. So this is what you want to see. Um, I like it. I'm sure Tibbs like it because he's an analytic kind of guy. So yeah, man, that's the plus, man. We're doing the right things, even if they don't show up on the stat sheet. So that's a plus. We're doing the right things. We're moving in the right direction, and I think we could continue to steal some games on this road trip, man. All right, so let's cover some of these stats and then talk about that Warriors game that we got next, along with the rest of the schedule on this road trip. All right, 34, 11, and 4, like we covered for the man Julius Randle. 11, 3, and 2 for RJ Barrett. Struggled a lot today, man. Zero, zero 3-0 for Isaiah Hartenstein. Didn't get much from him in 22 minutes today. Jericho Sims came in again and capitalized, man. He had such a great possession to end, at the end of the game where he was on an island with Jamal Murray, and I was so comfortable live while the play is happening. I'm comfortable because I think he has the best perimeter defense from a big man that I've probably ever seen. Like in the game today, he's out there and he he's quick. He has the quick feet to follow these guards. If he could just stay on his feet, he could be one of the. I think he's hands down way better than Mitch. Mitch is slow once he gets out there on the perimeter. You could get by him, but Jericho is nimble. He can slide his feet. He can follow you out to the perimeter, and he played great defense on Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray couldn't get by him, and we were able to seal that possession with, I believe, a rebound, and then we just kept it pushing. All right, so Jericho Sims, man, 4, 6, and 2. 10-3 for Cam Reddish. Yeah, like I said, he didn't pop out on the numbers, but played great defense, man. We getting more defense from him, and he's figuring out more of where he belongs as far as the rotation goes more and more. All right, so he didn't have a game maybe like the last 2 games, but he still got in double digits, man. And that's the type of stuff that you like to see, man. I know the Cam Hive is going crazy because we just keep seeing positives out of this guy, and he got another one of those contact and ones going to the rack, man. So we just gotta keep seeing this, man. He's getting real comfortable out there. Jalen Brunson, man, 21, 5, and 7. We got a point guard, ladies and gentlemen. He's really going nuts on the stat sheet, man. Rebounds, assists, and he's so balanced. The stat sheet looks beautiful every time you're watching Jalen Brunson these days, man. And um, I can only imagine about a halfway mark what his stats is gonna look like, but he's definitely over that 20-point threshold right now, man. You kind of looking like an all-star, man. All right, that contract is well deserved as of right now. And I don't think that's going to change. 6, 5, and 6 for Emmanuel Quickly, man. Emmanuel Quickly shut down Jamal Murray to literally end the game. Final seconds. Tried to get a shot over quickly. He couldn't, man. The defense was too good, man. That's another dude that you trust out there because he's so underrated defensively, man. But us that watch these Knicks games, we know our guy, man. And when that play went down, you comfortable. You're comfortable because you know Quickly can handle that situation. He understands the moment. Stay on your feet. Don't buy into these pump fakes because that's the last thing you want right now is fouling somebody when they need a three near that 3-point line because he wasn't going to get a shot off over Quick comfortably. So Quick did his job, man. Airballed the three, and we not going home, but we're going on to the next game with a W. All right. Obi Toppin 7-3 in 23 minutes, man. I love that. Obi's minutes is climbing up because they're able to play this small ball a little more. Some teams it's not going to be able to work because they're going to have those bigs in there. But it is what it is, man. I like that he's just getting more minutes. That's what everybody was vouching for. In 17 minutes, Derrick Rose 13, 1-3. Another great input from Derrick Rose, man, the OG. Once again, hey, what more could you ask for? Let's cover the stats of the Nuggets really quickly. 10-2 for my man, my name Jeff Green. 5, 3-2 for Michael Porter. Kind of hit the bed, you know what I'm saying? Watch my mouth there. 4, 8-2 for DeAndre Jordan. 21, 9-6 for Jamal Murray, man. He was looking real good first half. Once we figured him out defensively and we started putting the right people on him, things started to slow down. But he was doing turnaround like fadeaways, and the jumper just looked so clean, man. Jamal Murray is such a cool player to watch, man. He's just real dope. I'm happy for him to be back. He's getting his legs back. I'm just glad we was able to pull away with a W. But that's one of my guys definitely in this league. 13 1-2 for Contavious Caldwell Pope. 13-3 for Zeke Najee, who definitely bowled out. He was one of those dudes that was fighting for boards, but once Randle got in there and was playing with a little more passion, you kind of just saw who wanted it more. Uh, as we started beating him to the boards and things of that nature, and he no longer had an input in this game. 12, 6, and 3, Bruce Brown was also somebody who's really, really annoying. Bones Highland, man, listen, 21, 7, and 2. The kid is dripping in confidence. Every time you play this guy, you got to respect it. He's just dripping in confidence. Just dripping in confidence. You can't tell this man anything. All right, so next up, man, you got the Golden State Warriors, man, the NBA defending champs. Gotta come ready, man. I vote for my team when we play anybody, but when the champs are coming into town or we're going to see them, especially, um, this ain't a light feat. So if we could, I think we had a good game against them last year. I don't know if we won. I think we won that game, and that's when like Cam Reddish was having one of his best games as a Knick at that point. Was having a great, great game, and we might have pulled away with that W, but it was also within that stretch that we went 3-17 and was giving up so many leads and just losing so many games that could have just helped us in the long run. But no regrets, man. That time has passed. We could definitely compete with this team. Uh, we just got to stop those shooters, man. Get to that um, perimeter guarded really, really well, man. If we can neutralize at least one of those Splash Brothers, I think we'll be okay. You got to watch out for a guy like Wiggins, of course. What is RJ Barrett going to give us? That would definitely help out because you got to do like Andrew Wiggins on the other side, who, even if you take him out the game offensively, he's one of those hustle players. You can't 100% take him out because he's not counting on talent. He's just out there getting 50-50s. He's scrapping and he's going to do whatever needs to be done. And he's going to find a way to get buckets. He's going to play defense on the best player that you guys have. So uh, we need everybody to show up. I do still feel like the limited lineup of 9 people is where we need to go with it. I would like to see Hartenstein chip in. We do have a size advantage against these guys, so it should be interesting, man. Friday we got that matchup, and I'll be right here to give you my breakdown on that. All right, so. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what the vibes is, man. Thank you for tuning in on this show, man. I am your host, Young, Bo, Easy, and you've been tuned into the Knicks Vibes, man. Love, gratitude, positive attitude. I'll catch you on the next one.